it wasn't, I was judged for it. Um, when I was a teenager, I used to self-harm. Um, I didn't know I had a mental illness, so I would self-harm a lot. Um, when I was 17, I was in a bad car accident with a drunk driver. Um, Without God, I probably wouldn't have made it out. It was really bad. I was hurt. My neck, my head, everything. It was terrible. Um, because of all the pain, I was on a lot of muscle relaxers, pain medication, anxiety medicine, and with pain medication, you get addiction. Um, so I was constantly abusing my medication. Even whenever I didn't need it anymore, I needed to feel that high that it gave me. I didn't really want to deal with anything, so I started abusing it all the time, and then I ended up getting into some bad relationships. I was abused pretty much every day. Even the day I came home from giving birth, I was abused. My dad, my mom, everybody was trying to talk me, tell me to leave. And I did. I did leave a few times, but I always went back. Don't know why, I just did. Then one day, it got really, really bad. Me and the girls, his biological father was fist fighting in front of the girls, and I didn't want them to live up thinking that that was normal. So we left with just what we had on. I think Micaiah was with my mom and my dad at the time. And so it was just me and the twins, my little brother and my brother-in-law at the time had came together. We were 2.5, 3 hours away. And after that, I ended up in another bad relationship. I started smoking all the time. Anything I could get my hands on that was in pill form that I could crush up and snort, I was doing it. I ended up having Zach, and I still didn't stop anything. I still kept on. And after that, after me and Zach's biological dad had separated, I ended up on meth and coke. And it was an all the time thing. And it was bad. One night, I had got a phone call that my grandpa had passed. And I was devastated. I started cutting again, and it was years that I didn't cut. And I wanted to end it, but I couldn't. Something kept stopping me. It had to be God that was stopping me from doing it, because I knew I had the kids that I had to take care of and everything. And I was in and out of mental health wards all the time. My dad took care of the kids for a while, him and Miss Nancy. I couldn't deal with it on my own. I was trying to stop, and I couldn't. One night, I had did a line of meth, and with meth, there's no sleeping afterward. Well, I did it. The kids were sleeping. I went and looked at them, and I hated what I was doing. I hated them having a druggy mom. And I went looked in the mirror, started crying instantly because I know they didn't deserve it. They deserved the better one. And I instantly fell to my knees. I didn't grow up in church. I didn't grow up learning about God. I was baptized Catholic, but we didn't do anything. We just, it was what it was. I didn't know how to pray or anything like that, but I fell instantly to my knees and was crying out to God because it's all I had. I didn't have a job. I was just doing stuff with child support, barely making rent, and it wasn't even much. It was like $40 for rent. And I knew I needed something because I wasn't gonna get there on my own. So I called out to God, and it was crazy because I instantly felt sore. Like I instantly felt the weight lifting off of my shoulders because he took it from me. Because if you've ever been on drugs, you know you instantly cannot go to sleep. I went and crawled in the bed with the kids and instantly fell asleep because I was at peace with everything. And I knew it was going to be all right. Even after that, I ended up going to the psych ward one more time, and I stayed there for a month. Miss Nancy had just bought a brand new Bible, and my dad brought me. I didn't know how to read the Bible. I didn't know how to understand it, but she gave it to me, and I read bits and pieces of it, but I was too embarrassed to ask for help to read it, to understand it. But I listened to Christian music. I started listening to it, and eventually I ended up meeting Sean, and Sean, he didn't listen to Christian music. He was into, I don't even know what kind of music it was, but something kept drawing me to him. Cause like, if you knew us back then, I was into rap. He was into whatever it was he was into, but something kept pulling us together. And he instantly started playing with the kids, bringing them to ride on a motorcycle, and it was just, we were complete opposites. But we ended up starting dating. He would listen to the Christian music with me, even though he didn't believe in God at the time. He knew about God and everything, but he wasn't into the Christian music. He didn't make me turn it off. He listened to it with me, and there was a few songs he even liked. We ended up getting engaged. A year later or two, we ended up getting married. He ended up adopting all 4 kids. Wow. Because the girl's biological dad was in prison for child pornography and everything like that. Zach's dad, he ended up leaving him. And this is why he has abandonment issues and everything like that. After me and Sean got together, I stopped taking my mental health medications. I stopped smoking. I stopped everything, even smoking cigarettes. And for the longest time, I thought it was him that helped me deal with it, but it wasn't him. It was him, but it was God that did it too. Sean just helped me realize that I could do without the medicine if I needed to. He helped keep me calm. But the whole time it was God, and I didn't want to realize it at the time, but it was. And after Hurricane Ida, we lost everything. We lost our apartment, we lost our vehicle because it got totaled in the hurricane. And we were having to live in a camper, a tiny camper, and it's 6 of us. And we were like stacked on top of each other. We went to the church down the Via because they had showers and washers and dryers for us to do our clothes. And one day I don't know if we were finishing up our clothes or showering because we didn't have water in the camper. So we went there, and I thought it was one of Sean's old motorcycle buddies or something. He was covered in tattoos, long beard, like everything. And he started talking to us, and ended up being, he was a volunteer to help clean up after the hurricane. And he asked us if we ever been to church, if we believed in God. We said yes, we believe in God, but we just didn't go to church. And he's like, well, I've never been to this church. He's like, we can all go together. So me and Sean talked about it, and we decided to go. Well, it was good at first, but then we said a little bit of our testimonies, and we started getting judged and treated different. And I've even mentioned it to Sean, like after I had gotten hurt, because one day we decided the kids were on vacation before Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, I feel like I want to go and volunteer and help hand out groceries. Well, when we got there to help, we were instantly greeted with, what are y'all doing here? What do y'all want? And everything like that. Oh my God. And we were like, well, we're here to volunteer. And like, ever since then, it's like, hey, well, I really don't want to go to church anymore. You know, I don't feel comfortable there with being judged. We were going to do something good, and this is what we get. Like, they looked at us weird. They were just judging us. So I stayed home for a while because it did hurt my back when I was there. And well, the kids were still going. And come to find out, they were getting treated differently also. Some of the people there were being mean and judging and everything. So we just decided we weren't gonna go for a while. And then my dad offered us to come here. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I was torn because I was like, I don't wanna go to another church and get judged. And that's not what we got here. Everybody treated us like we were an actual family. It wasn't like the other church. And it's all God, because I really was thinking about not coming back to a church at all. I was just gonna stay home. But I decided to give this church a try. And it really is, like the Bible says, it's not about a building or anything, it's about the people there. And over here, I'm being fed, I'm growing more in my relationship with God than I ever thought I could. And if y'all knew me before, I was madly in love with Halloween. Our wedding, it was Halloween themed with the scary stuff and everything else like that. And now it's like, no, like I see how actually evil it really is, and all the holidays. Come on. And before, I didn't want to believe it, and now God's opening all of this to me, like how bad it really was, and He's showing me He was there the whole entire time, through everything. Even whenever I thought I was alone, I wasn't. He was there, because like I said, for that accident that I was in when I was 17, there's no way I should have made it out. That car flipped to its side. It was on two wheels, rolling down the street, and the seatbelt gave. I fell to the other side. It knocked me out for a while. I didn't remember anything. My mom and my dad had to tell me what happened, because I didn't remember it. And through everything, for the longest time, with everything I had to go through, I always blamed God. And now I needed to go through that to be the person I am today. To tell everybody, it can be different. And it doesn't have to be the pain and everything. Yeah, you still get the pain, and not everything's 100% perfect, but you're never alone when He's with you, and that's what I got. Now the kids have a good dad, somebody who actually wants them, who's not gonna leave them. And it's good. Like, I have this stuff going on with me right now where I'm finding out I have something wrong with me. And I'm not even scared for it. Like, I'm really not. And everybody wants to freak out, like my mom and all, and it's like, I'm not even worried about it because God's got me. Like, I'm not gonna have to deal with this all the time. And no matter what you tell me how bad it can be, it's not gonna affect me. It's not gonna make me change the peace that I have that God gives me for it. Like, we have an amazing God, and I'm glad to share that with y'all.
Oh, well, here we go. I'm Dee Dee. A lot of you don't know I'm Dee Dee White. You know, I'm not from Louisiana. I'm from Mississippi. I grew up in Mississippi. My story is going to be totally opposite because I grew up in a Christian home. We went to church every Sunday. We went to prayer meeting. Everything in our life was about God and music. There were 5 of us kids, and we all sang, we all played instruments. My mother made sure that we loved the Lord, that we knew our Bible, and that we went and we sang with the Lord God. And as I grew up, my first solo in the church, I was 9 years old. So that I knew I had a voice, I knew that God had given me something special, and I knew from that record, once I sang that first line in the church, I thought, this is what I want to do. So I went to college, and I went to a Christian college, Baptist. I grew up Methodist, and I kind of had a perfect life. I mean, I was smart, I was nice, I didn't do drugs, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't understand. And I think it's probably because I skipped 2 grades of school, so I was really young, in with an older crowd, and I just didn't really get involved. But I went to this college, this Baptist college, and kind of gave me a whole new perspective on the Bible. I didn't know the Methodists and the Baptists don't believe the same thing. I mean, I was like, huh? You know, and I challenged some of my professors because I thought I knew a lot about the Bible, and I did. I mean, I knew the Bible. So, majored in music, and I was going, and I was in the church. I stayed in the church until I was in my 30s. Active, involved, and I performed and I sang. And I'm a flight attendant. I don't know if any of you know that. For American Airlines, I've been with them 48 years. And I'm struggling right now with retirement and what do I want to do? Am I over? But back to the story. Somewhere, I think I told you that my mom, that I lost 5 people in my life within the course of 1 year. I loved God. He got me through it. He got me through everything, every challenge, everything I encountered in my life. But after my mom died, it was like things started to unravel in my life because my parents lived next door to me. They took care of the kids, and one by one, my family started to move to Louisiana, and I found myself alone. And a lot of things happened. I got sick, I had a hysterectomy, but there were other health issues. The children who were in the car accident that killed my mother and who were with my dad, and he dropped dead all the time. They had psychological problems, and I had to deal with that. And American was not sympathetic. They did not care. And I missed a lot of work, and they tried to fire me. Then a tornado struck my home, and it's like, okay, we're going to get through this, God, right? And he's like, yeah. On a Sunday morning, since I was singing a couple in church, when I finished, I coughed and blood came out. And I didn't know what was wrong, so I went to the doctor. At that point, just small local cancer, but they said, we can take this out. We can do radiation. You'll be good to go. They didn't tell me that I wouldn't be able to sing or perform, that the stress of the performing and practicing and singing all the time would put way too much strain on my vocal cords. They waited to tell me that afterwards. I don't know what happened, but I snapped. I snapped. And I was completely. This is my joy. This is what my legacy from my parents, what you gave me. And you're going to take it away? I don't understand. I turned away from God. I turned away from the church. And I turned to the ways of the world. I didn't drink, and I didn't smoke. I did smoke, but I quit smoking about 7 years ago. But I didn't do drugs. I never done drugs. But guess what I decided? I became a gambler. I loved gambling. And I won, and I won. Oh, it was God. So I turned away from the Lord, and I gave the enemy a seat at my table. I was addicted, and I'm not talking about, I won't play, but I'm talking thousands and thousands. I'm talking the story of life, the story of relationship with kids, the story of everything you loved in your life. And the story of my relationship with the God that I loved my whole life. And I let Satan. 2017, I went to a gambling facility. I don't know if you know this, but in Louisiana, there is a gambling facility just for gamblers. The governor, when they brought in the casinos, said, if you're going to bring in casinos, you're going to bring in some help, because somebody's going to get a good deal. And there's lots of people who did. They helped me. They really did help me. I was there 6 weeks. Christmas, with Thanksgiving. If you knew how much I love the holidays, you would never believe that I would. I surrendered. They helped me to talk to the Lord again, to connect, to reconnect. And I wasn't ready to surrender. You cannot serve. You cannot serve that addiction and I just was not ready to give it all to the Lord. I was back, and I went to a couple of churches, and I tried out some churches, and it just didn't fit. So we never Methodist. So, you know, but still, something just didn't fit was that I wasn't ready. I was ready to give it up. And until you're ready to completely surrender that control to the Lord, you're going to find it the rest of your life. Now, you can look at me and say, oh, gambling, that's not like drug addict or alcoholism. Yes, it is. It is. The more money you have, the more money you spend, the more money you have to gamble, the more you get. It consumes your life. It's why I don't have. I think maybe I've done irreversible damage to my son and I in our relationship. But more than that, but I know now, guys. I mean, I'm not, there's truth, there's things that can cause me to really snap and want to go right now. I fight it every day. I fight it every day. And what happened was that in January, I needed some money, so I had a little bit of honesty. And that morning, well, who showed up at my house from Arlene? I know Arlene, never met. Got out of the car, I thought, this is a nice little lady. And I said, she turned around, I don't have any friends because I've lost all my friends. I've lost everybody. Or I didn't want to be with friends because I had that one-on-one relationship with this biggie, with, okay, go away. I had this one-on-one relationship with those gambling machines. Now, I'm not a casino person, like, go to the casinos, click points, you know, it's video. And it was introduced to me through my husband, who died 18 years ago. He was on the making the money side, and he never could make me understand, you know, that side, not the other. But video is like crack cocaine again. It's the worst. And there's one on every corner, y'all know. So anyway, Arlene comes to my house, and I don't know why, but we just, like we know each other forever. I start telling her my story. I start telling her about my life. I start telling her what's wrong. And she's like, and I tell her that I'm out of work and I'm struggling, and she said, well, why don't you come over to the food pantry? I didn't have any idea what she was talking about. And she went on and on about it, and I still didn't really know what she was talking about. But she was like, you know, we give out food. And I'm like, I'm not taking a handout. I said, I'm not doing that. And she's like, no, it's not like that. It's just groceries. And these people are so nice. And she said, maybe you want to come and volunteer. I didn't know about the church. So, and she said, it was really cold. And I said, something she asked about if I had, and I said, I might have that out tomorrow. And she said, well, I might come back. And I said, well, it's really cold. She goes, no, I might come back. She said, but probably not because it's so cold. She came back. And she brought, I told her about my grandkids, and, you know, she brought cookies, like decorated cookies that y'all were handing out. So then she tells me about you, and that you run, and she said, well, they're very funny how people let in and let out. You know, she said, you know, and I mean, I think that it shocked Arlene and it shocked T that y'all just accepted me right away. But nonetheless, she invited me to church. I got sick on that Sunday, but it was Tuesday. I think my first day at the pantry was the 12th, so it was the Tuesday before I came to Bible. I think I've been coming ever since. And the thing is that they had that Bible on that table, and I had all my stuff on that table, and so I went to Bible study, and I didn't know anybody. I met all of you, remember? And I said, I remembered every one of your names. That's that American Airlines training, that you associate something. And before I left, I made sure that Cody said each person's name so I knew. But I turned to get my stuff off the table, and the pastor was standing there, Cheryl was standing there, and I turned around. I guess I leaned over that table to pick up that Bible. And oh my goodness gracious, I said, I guess you want to know something about me. I said, I'm Dee Dee White. And I said, I'm gambling. And and then the story started to spill out a little bit about myself. And I guess, the rest is history. I'm a work in progress. I struggle every single day with one foot in the world and one foot over here. And I'm telling you, I am trying with all my heart to surrender everything I have to Jesus. I want what they have. I want.
Yes.
I want that so bad.
Yes.
I want the
Yes.
Lord to control every aspect
Yes.
of my life, to live
Yes.
through me and help me help others. That's what I want to do.
Yes.
And I told Shirley Davidson, I believe that he opened the door and showed me what could be on the other side of American Airlines. It's the only life I've known. And I don't need all that money that I blew anyway. Because if I don't have it, then, I just need enough to live and survive. But I love what I'm doing. I love this. I love Lisa Peggy. They took me in. They took me in just a stranger. And I just love it. I want to do more. And, the job interferes with that sometimes, but I pretty much think I'm done. It's a hard thing to say. I mean, when I told my supervisor, I started crying, but I couldn't get the word out, So, anyway, I'm going to try to sing a song for you. I'm not singing it. I don't have the voice I used to. When they removed those parts, sometimes things just happen. I'll be singing a note and something will just come through. And, so I'm just saying, but what I learned, what I found was that when I turned away from the Lord, when I turned away to relate to Him, it wasn't the music that brought me to Him. It was singing to God that brought me to Him. And so I want to do it again. And it's not going to be perfect. It's an imperfect voice. So,
Amen.
I mean, it's just an imperfect voice. But that's kind of fitting because I'm an imperfect
And
person.
make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Can I take this off? Well, I might forget the words. I don't know. I just kind of learned this song, and oh my goodness, I am not CC Wanda, and y'all do not. And I had to change the key today because I'm sick. My throat is hurting.
No, you're not sick.
Yes, I have a little voice
You're not
going
sick.
on.
If you
So,
say you're sick, you're gonna be sick.
That's right.
That is.
That's right.
I do the,
Left tail.
I know the words. I think I know the words, but.
Well, I'll be singing with you.
Yeah, sing with me. Without click. It took me a while to find that. The other one clicked. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands, from the moment that I wake up till I lay my head. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Yes.
'Cause all my life you have been faithful,
Oh, yeah.
and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest nights. You've been close like no I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Y'all sing with me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I'll give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. My life laid down, surrender now. I give you everything. Goodness is running after me. Where's our quick? Where's our quick? All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of goodness of God. That was silly. I was going to sing it and I couldn't do it. But we can start the grill. We get hungry.
Somebody wants somebody inspired everything else. Anybody else want to talk? Miss Nancy? Step right up, my girl. Joe? You? What? Oh, hold up. Wait, hold up. Oh, where's the thing? Ashley! Where's the remote? You got the stuff on. Stop doing it. Hold on. It's in his hand. I don't like it.
He's like a piranha, he's got a tank.
Let's stop it.
This is and I couldn't sing it.
Oh, I'm not going to.
And I wear out so course just wear
In 2016, I just got through doing the end of the 25-year sentence. And the person I was with, the woman, the lady I was with, I was home maybe 2 or 3 months, and we go to bed after we had the gathering and all the family members and stuff, and she died while we were sleeping. And I died too, but very much. See, I'm the type of person, I don't care if you know about me, how I feel about myself. And I've been struggling. Oh my God, I struggle worse than anybody. The only thing that hurts me more than anything is this woman, that she had to see me die. Because of my voice. It's been hard. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's easy, because it's not. See, the way it's so easy for me, I didn't care what people talk about. So what? What do I got? Okay. Some of y'all got worse problems than I do. But I thank God for it, because I can't go to bed at night without hearing some type of music. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, she's up. Playing that song. Her ringtone is that song. And I know the whole song from listening to it. But I thank God for that. Because it kind of keeps me from really just going crazy. You know, she told me, she said, what you do is hurting me too. I never thought about it. You know, like I said, I struggle every day. So that's why, you know, a lot of y'all, this is the first time y'all hear me talk. I'm stuck in my own world. But after 25 years of being in a place where you got nothing but rape, robberies, and murders, it has a tendency of affecting you. So, hey, I know it feels like people automatically, damn, time to see my other dog get no you know, not giving me the opportunity. So I got to the point where I was like, you know, I don't care. I don't care to do me. But I don't realize when I come here, like I told God, very few churches I can sit and listen. Very few. But I can actually sit and listen to him talk and preach. That lets me know that he can. But I can actually sit and listen to the man talk. Preach. Next time you can come to the office. When those things happen, that's me that will get me. I'm not moving, I don't care. I'm not moving. And it's been hard. I ain't gonna lie. Pretty hard. It's been hard. And even in the midst of all my madness, always gonna send somebody in my life that kind of, you know, keeps me from. She got no reason why I'm here. I'm being honest with you. She said this all the time. You call me here to Louisiana so you can die. So I can take care of you. No, that's not what I call you. Met on Facebook. 6 years ago. In 6 years I met this lady. On Facebook. And we've been together ever since. That's my cousin. She think I don't know her, but I know. It's just, I have a funny way of showing it. Even now, like I said, I feel okay. You know, I ain't been missing days like that. I've been days like that. It's been rough. I ain't gonna lie to you, Michelle, but it's been hard. You know. But little by little, calling myself up there here. You know, the first thing I really want to do is get from where I live at. I live in an old folks home for drug addicts. Being serious. Everybody in that building is on something. You know, it's stuck in that same routine here. It's like that to me. Like a house on wheels, run, and I know it. I'm hoping. Like I said, I can't go, you know, man, I didn't realize I was scared like that. I was sitting there in the car. And next thing you know, I put my head back, and that was it. I was absolutely gone. If it would not have been for who? It would not have been for my parents, I'd be gone. But I was with him. If it would not have been for him, I'd be gone.
Called him on the phone. Mom, they drove me about the reason. I said, what? He said, yeah, I said, it's been bad, and I had my nightgown, and I run out the door, and what he called cow. I said, what they hit it? Hit it. He said, what, Mom? Hit it. And I kept slapping him so hard that I hit him in the chest. I said, what tell you? Hit him again, hard. And what tell you said, wham! He said,
And that happened to me at least 5 or 6 times in my life. Okay. I have like half the money and half the friends and the family members I were all because of it. Have a lot. Something else y'all mean out there. I had 14 children. Yeah. And when I lost one, that lived the same life I was living, it's like I still haven't got rolling down here from that day. And I didn't realize how much my life people watch. My son, I want to be just like my dad. Now, you want to be just like your dad. That's the one I am. Live the same life I was living. Even now, 61 years old, I'm still, I still have to fight guys. I'm working hard. I ain't got it yet. You know, I have to fight guys yet. Like I said, I'm supposed to try not to miss so many things. But like, I mean, I have to tell you that, you know, you get there, one of the collection plate, do this and do that. But he said, when he's had a person like, one year old was after. You see that bump? He got down on the ground with me. He got down on the ground with me.
took his belt off, brand new belt.
Snatched his
That
belt off.
woman hit us and everything. This man called him on the phone. I asked his wife, this man can't.
I was around with him. Everything. I was around with him. We both took our belts. We made it to Mississippi. Made it to Mississippi. And like I said, just a whole lot. That's all.
Nobody may not know. Thank God for this man. I was doing my time. Using my time. Any time of the day or night. And I'm feeling hurt. And reach out. When I saw that the truck coming around that curve at the church, it made my heart just went to pound. I said, thank you, Lord, in my family.
I said, that's the first out of there. He got up there first. They got the car warmed up. He was kind of shocked himself.
He said, I followed the GPS. It said I'm here, but I don't see nothing but fear.
But I told him it's nothing but fields. It's nothing but fields.
I didn't know what I was getting into. I was sitting over there in Mississippi. I'm telling you, it was dirt road. I was traveling. My GPS told me I had reached my destination about 5 miles back. I didn't see nothing but dirt, fields. I didn't even see a cow or nothing was dry. But just dirt and fields. It's like, destiny, where am I going? I could just drive. Then I called myself, God, I know I'm lost. I know I missed it somehow. I don't know. I didn't even see a turn off where I would have missed the church. He said, no, you just got to keep coming. Okay, I'm going to keep coming. But then I saw this car coming down the road, they were coming to meet me, and I said, good enough. A little bit further, and then that little church was up on the hill. I said, good Lord, people come from, look, when they say they come from miles around to go to church, that's true, they come from miles around because you got to get to the church. That's the only way you're going to get to the church, you got to come from miles around. But I wanted to say something. I want to thank, Sierra, Ms. D, my boy right here. We all of us are work in progress. We're not perfect. I tell y'all that all the time. I'm your pastor. But I'm a pastor that stands before you with many flaws. I'm not perfect. But I serve a perfect God. I serve a perfect God. I don't put myself down because I know I'm a work in progress. I know He's not done with me. But I strive to be perfect every day, more so than I was yesterday. I try. And all I do is I do the same thing each day. That I go to Him and I realize that without Him, there's nothing that I can do. And I have to remind myself. So I don't get full of pride and thinking that, hey, I can do this on my own. I can make it. I don't need nobody else. I used to be like that when people wanted to help me. So now I'm good. Knowing I'm broke. Knowing there ain't no way I'm going to be able to pay this bill. Knowing I ain't no way I'm going to be able to get something to eat. But somebody's offering and say, well, here. No, I'm good. I don't need, I'm good. And then I go home starving. I go home without the bill being paid. And it's like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And then that's when God spoke to me and said, you keep asking me, you keep praying and trusting me and believing me for something. But He said, every time I try to answer your prayer, you say, no, I'm good. I said, well, I never told you that. He said, you did when you told them that. You never know what someone else is trusting and believing God for. Whatever they trust and believe in God for is in the palm of their hand. And they're not going to receive what God has for them until they let go of what's in their hand. So don't ever turn somebody down that wants to help you, because they're trusting and believing God for something. And God's saying, I got what you need, but I got somebody that needs what you have in your hand. And as soon as you can turn loose of what you got in your hand, then I can turn loose what I got for you. It's all in the giving. I'm blessed beyond all measures because I hold on to nothing. I give it away. I give it to anybody. Yeah, and that day I went over there. Mr. Joe brought his belt, and it was an old belt, and I thought I was going to have to put another hole in the belt just to be able to get it around there because I needed it to wrap around. I was pushing so hard to try to get the bumper to squeeze up against that, and as he was going to look for something else, I said, Lord, I can't let him take this car all the way to Mississippi with this bumper flat. I said, Lord, I'm going to need something to tie this bumper up. And then I did like that, pulled my shorts up. And then he dropped on me, take that belt off. I took my belt off, and I wrapped it around that bumper. And I was able to cinch it up so that way I was able to use his belt also. And we secured that bumper. We secured that bumper real well. Now I didn't realize it until I got up. Once I got up, it's like, okay, now I gotta hold my britches off. Because I done put the belt of truth around this bumper. And I ain't got the belt of truth no more around my waist. So I had to hold my pants up. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what anybody has going on. If my phone rings, God always makes a way for me to always be there. Because that's all I want to do. I just want to be where God wants me to be. And I'm so blessed to be able to do what I get to do. I get to spend time with you guys. And I love that. Look, we got some burgers on the grill fixing to come on. Thank you, Mr. Robert. Thank you so much for taking over the barbecue pit. I want y'all to know I spent all day yesterday taking everything off of the grill and putting the seasoning back to re-season that pit.
You follow directions, huh?
There was a couple of times, like, I wonder if I can talk Sheldon and let me just get a new one. But I knew that wasn't happening, so I had to spend a little time with, working on it. But listen, if you find somebody new today that you hadn't seen in a while, hug them, tell them you love them, welcome them. Let's break bread with each other and just be thankful that we have what we have today. Yes.
I didn't bring my hearing aid in, you got to talk louder.
I just want to do my testimony. From childhood, my life going on for it. I lost my mom when I was 4 years old, and my cousin Brady, that three of us along with 3 girls. And you raised us pretty good. I'm serious. And 2012, I made the love of my life. You've been with me every, and also this year, my sister, I found my husband. It didn't taste like that. I've been very cursed and angry, and I've been fighting with God everything. But He's been reassuring me every day that He's still with me, and He some days I take him, but I still pray, and I still and my children bring me joy every day. But I try to calm, and when I do, it helps me to get by. Every day is hard without my husband, but all of these things I feel better. And y'all please push me and pray for me because I'm still trying to get better and better with Jesus and praying my Bible. And it's hard taking care of these 3 days of man, but they're the only ones that can stand it home. But I just want to thank y'all for praying with me and giving me the encouraging word. And I thank the Lord for keeping me together to be strong. And even though we in this month of our heads, we have our heads this week, met each other, but I love her to death. And she do everything she can for me. And I do everything I can for her. And I thank you for doing that for my children. And first thing your son, did you know he was the girl of all of us? And it's awesome.
Yes, I will. I promise God this morning I will. Yeah, I'm gonna testify. Oh, I was on.
Go ahead. Oh, I got lost, I can go ahead.
Remember, we're doing this again next month, y'all.
I promise God I will testify. And well, you gonna testify. No, I'm already promised to you. So, we'll testify. And this is about when I lost my husband. I lost my husband in 2016, July. And I cried every single day. I said to myself, if I could just cry all this pain out, I'll be okay. But I was wrong. I cried and cried so much to my heart stopped beating. And I asked to feel God to get to my heart my heart beating. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be here. And I was on fire for God. I was on fire for him. I was mad with him. Oh, I was mad with God. I questioned him. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to pray. Or anything. I didn't miss a Sunday or a Bible study or anything. When I was, before my husband came, I was going to church faithfully. I've been stacking late because I'm still going through some things. And it's hard, so honey, I know what you're going through. I've been there, I've done that. I'm still going through. I'm still emotional, and I'm just going through something. I'm going through something, but I know God has me. He always tells me you're not alone. But then he is always attacking me, telling me you are alone. You are alone. But I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. And I thank God that I'm not alone. I done came a long way. I was living in the dark. I gave you, it's not good. It's okay to grow, but it's not okay to stay there. It's not okay to stay there. So when you stay, when you leave too long, you open the doorway to garden to all kinds of shit happening. And I was getting attacked. Oh, I was getting attacked. When I came to church, I was possessed by demons. I was possessed. Because I thought that was my husband. I thought it was my husband. I actually heard the voice, but the voice sounded like my husband. But I found out later on it was a different demon. I found out it was demon. It wasn't my husband. I had told that doorway, but I was in the garden for a while. I said, God, I'm tired of living in this garden. I'm tired of getting attacked. I was tired of it. And so I got my deliverance when I came away. And I'm still going through the things. It happens every year. Every year it happens. I'm still going through the things at my house. But I got them. God got me. God told me, be still and know that I'm God. So that's when I'm going. And I'm sorry I've been missing Bible study in church, but I just really been just dealing with it. And I know Pastor and Sister Morgan gonna say, are you in your word? Why you didn't miss the church? You didn't come Bible study? And I really want to hear the truth. Because I just been in my feelings. And I'm sorry, and I apologize. I'm gonna start doing better.
Well, bring your feelings to church with us. We're going to do it. I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh, we have appetizers. Little rock gummy. Oh, we got taco dip.
I want to say something about
Hey, Bubba. Mr. Joe, in the words of Miss Martin, Mr. Joe, attention, Mr. Joe. In the words of Miss Martin. So we did pray for you. Just to let y'all know, we will be doing this again next month. To whoever else has testimonies. Sean. I know Weezy does. Weezy what? What? We just got testimony. Yeah, you do got in the house.
Y'all know that when you testify, that means that you help somebody else. That's right. I got the This time messed up. Yeah.
I wish I could tell you, wish I could describe it, but I can contain it, can't keep it to myself. There are no colors to paint the whole picture, not enough words to ever say what I found.